Hello, everyone. Welcome back to GameSpot. I am Mike. I am honored to be here with Patrice Desilets. And you, at the recent Game Awards, finally got to show off Ancestors.
Finally, yes. I got to
Humankind.
show off, and I'm really happy that this morning I will also finally be playing it.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. Yeah, we might as well jump right in. Is there anything you want to talk about the game before you get to show us some of the gameplay?
Well, single player, third person, open world. Action survival game. This is what we're working on back in Montreal, and now I just press start, and so we can start. And what I want to talk about first is this is an actual build.
Yeah.
So it's not something special. It's not a demo. It's not something.
You got it ready yesterday.
Yes, and it's like yeah, really hot from the oven. So we'll start a new lineage.
Okay.
Okay, this is the lineage is what you're actually going to play throughout your experience with Ancestors. And so I'll pick a new slot. It's simple for now. And we'll start our first time because it's the first time you see it and that the people are actually also seeing it. And we won't play with any tutorial, if you don't mind, because I know.
Mode? Okay, cool.
And we'll play pro mode, so no HUD. No.
You're the expert. I'm
no
just
pop-ups, nothing.
Okay.
All right, and so people can also enjoy just being in Africa 10 million years ago.
Absolutely.
And let's do it. Cool. Do you want to play as a male or a female, or do we go random?
Go random.
Random.
Yeah.
Good. Ready?
Yep.
Here we go. And then that's a loading screen, it's called.
And now we're into it. So we're playing the game right from the beginning.
The very, very beginning.
Awesome.
And so since it's an actual build, what I want to say, it'll be like, there's like a lot of places for improvement for us. The game is not finished yet, and that's how we work. We do a lot of builds per day, from 10 to 20 builds a day, and always have to be playable.
Okay.
Otherwise I go crazy. And now I'll just let you experience it.
Cool. Well, that was quite the setup.
And now it starts.
So this is 10 million years ago.
Yeah, now I'm playing the little baby that just is all alone in the jungle, and now he's really afraid. He's in a fear zone, fear mode. Need to find a place to actually hide the baby, and then maybe an adult will come and save him.
So, obviously, this is much longer ago than any other game you've made. Obviously,
Oh yeah.
it's not that. What was the third Crusade in Assassin's Creed 1?
Yeah, and then-
Assassin's Creed 2 is Renaissance.
Yes.
Brotherhood, same thing. Prince of Persia, obviously fictional, but
1001 Nights.
sure, yeah. So this is much longer ago.
Yeah.
So this, you said this is like a fear. This is like an actual state that you
Yes,
go into
each
throughout the
time
game?
one of the adult gets
Okay.
killed, which for you may happen often, if you're all alone in an expedition, you'll be, your baby will be spare, if you will, and you need to find a place to actually hide your baby.
Sure.
And I'll go into my intelligence mode and trying to find a place to hide the baby. That's a hide spot.
Okay.
I can mark it. All right, so now see, I can see it even in the 3D world.
Okay. So you marked it just like without even going into a map or anything. It was just straight through the UI.
Exactly.
Cool.
There's no mini map or map, whatever. You have to map it out in your head.
Okay.
I'm getting there. And then I can actually hide my baby.
So,
Now
from
I'm-
what I understand, this ape, soon to be hominid, soon in the grand sense, will eventually continue the species by surviving and maybe
Exactly,
eventually become you and
exactly.
me sitting here right now.
Yes, that's the idea.
10 million years later.
This is a bit the story of how we got to now.
Okay.
But
And
it took a lot of time.
sure, yeah. And like, we'll get into this, I'm sure, so I'm probably jumping the gun, but it is a much more systemic
Oh,
game
totally.
than
Totally.
you, especially like you are known for, like Assassin's
Yeah,
Creed
I'm
1,
known
2,
for
Brotherhood.
I'm known for historical action adventure with a really strong narrative.
When
This
you're
time-
telling a story, this like you're setting up with systems for us to find our
Exactly.
own
So now
story,
I'm going
right?
to my sense, trying to locate where my baby is. But this time around, it's all about you writing your own adventure and not me
Yeah.
writing one for you. So again, I marked where my baby is hiding, and then
Okay. So there's kind of like that Assassin's Creed flavor, but on a more natural environment
exactly
than
more
we might
organic.
be used to.
Like at first when we were starting Panache and the team, so okay, how do I make an historical game with 30 people? Because everything you're seeing right now is done by 30 people back in Montreal. And it's like, so if we go prehistoric, it will be easier because I will not have to build an entire civilization and no crowds and no architecture. And it was a bit naive of me because then it's all organic.
Yeah.
It's not easier, it's
More
different.
difficult, yeah.
No, it's different. You have to
yeah.
think about something else.
So it's all like organic angles and branches and
exactly,
trees
and how do
overgrowth.
you actually read organic stuff, right?
Right.
So how we did it is that each time you have like trunks like that, you can climb them and you don't have to do anything, right?
Okay.
And if you press the A button, which is the physical aspect, it goes faster, and if you release, he jumps.
Okay.
Okay?
And can you
Same-
climb on most surfaces?
On all surfaces.
Okay.
It's a bit my thing, right?
Okay.
But now, so picked up my baby, and I'll go back into my, what we call a settlement, oasis, and I'm back. And where have you been?
So that was another adult,
Yeah, that's your clan. I got a clan
Right.
here waiting for me.
and you went to save the baby from the hiding spot that you yourself had initially found.
Exactly.
Okay.
And since it's a survival game, you have to eat, drink, and sleep
Okay.
in order for you to survive. Now I picked up something that I never picked up before, so that's why there's a bit of the dark on it. So I don't know what it is, so
Okay.
I'll just like inspect it.
So
Oh,
a
he's
lot of
happy.
this stuff is like visual cues within the world rather than like a UI, a HUD
Oh
thing.
yeah. You know, it's not my thing in general when I
Yeah.
design games, so it's probably one of the first, if not the first, survival game without any menus.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
And so I'll just like, I'd eat and I'll command my clan to eat themselves. And
Oh, okay. So you're also like a leader of sorts.
yeah, exactly. But you're not really the leader because I can switch between character, but I'll keep that for another demo, if you will. So see, so each time you pick something new, you have to inspect it first and remove the fear out of the character. Eating will also give you dopamine that will help you out, and I'll show you how later on in the game. Oh, I picked up the branch. And for the first time, I don't need it now, so I'll just leave it there.
So that's interesting because Panache Digital, you and several other people incorporated it in 2014.
Yeah.
In that time, it seems like many, like maybe not many, but several AAA games and studios have gone toward that survival, kind of more systemic. Like even Zelda did it. Like even the recent Red Dead 2 kind of had more survival elements. That wasn't as system-driven, but it's interesting. I wonder what it's like to be making this game while you see other studios kind of with their own takes on it.
You know, we were trying a lot of different things all in our little space, and it's interesting to see other people trying the same thing, because then you say, okay, we're not totally crazy.
Sure.
Right? And so, but at the same time, the way I design, it's like, what's my subject matter? We're like, it's about survival.
Right.
And also, it started all by feeling that right now we're mutants. We're so different than what our ancestors were like.
We're some offshoot that just
And we're
survived.
still like biologically like built to survive and be afraid of dangers that is lurking everywhere. And right now, as you see, it's the blue around the screen is because it's raining and I'm cold.
Okay.
And so I'm using more energy.
Okay.
But I just want to see. Just want to see. This is the elder who got killed. I'm just gonna see where he is. Where he is.
So based on the beginning when you were a baby, it looked like there was like a decent amount of falling damage, I'm assuming. Oh man.
Yeah, this is poor dude. No, I don't think he's gonna wake up. But whoa!
The same bird?
Yeah, you know, it's
I
like.
guess you were in his nest.
Yeah,
Protecting
probably,
his eggs, her eggs.
So I'll get out of there.
Yeah, it's interesting. You were saying like so many like primal fears we still have. They're not logical in our world today, but there's instinctual.
No, because there's no more big birds trying to get you. But
Well, speak for yourself.
okay, I don't know what's like. What was your morning like? But I took a Uber and everything was fine.
Yeah. Sounds nice.
So you can see there's like ingredients all over the place, and it's really for you to figure out if they're good for your character. Oh,
Okay.
And see, I was still eating. And that's the thing, while you talk and trying to survive an African jungle, danger is everywhere all the time, so
Right.
I'll just go down a little bit.
So obviously, pretty much every game you've made, or at least the games you've directed, took a lot of research for that historical period. When you and I were talking before we started, I was like, I need to brush up on my anthropology, but I know knowing your portfolio, there was probably a lot of research into that kind of stuff for this game.
I said it before in another interview, so it's like I'm not really original because I pick, time period, historical time period, I study them and then I recreate them.
Yeah.
Right? So, and for this one, like, I wanted to tell the biggest adventure of it all, which is ours, the one that started it all. And so, yes, I had to study our species, if you will, right? And how we got, like I said, how we got to now.
Is it getting too much into spoilers to like? So I saw that this was like chapter 1, right?
Yeah. No, volume 1.
Volume 1. Gotcha. Okay.
There's no chapter. No, it's a real open world game. It's like right now we figured out that it will last at least 50 hours to go through it all.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's just that when I was studying the subject, I found it's like nobody's telling the very beginning of it all. It's like when we're in the trees, and then eventually we learn how to stand on 2 feet,
Right.
and so that became volume 1 because that stands like from 10 to 8 to 2 million years ago.
Okay.
And that will be volume 1. So, and eventually you'll get to Lucy, the most well-known Australopithecus
Right.
out there.
So this is one of the other clan's younger members clinging to your back.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're, based on the fact that it's a systemic game, is there some sort of, obviously you want to protect the baby. So it's your responsibility to
Oh yeah,
protect
the baby. You need it. He's the one who's actually will help you evolve.
Yeah.
He needs to survive. He's collecting data, knowledge for you, and you'll see at the end of my little playthrough. Now I'm entering another fear zone because I'm too far away from the rest of my clan and my settlement. So now I'm going to use the sense that I showed before to gain knowledge about my surrounding.
Okay.
And when I'll know enough, I'll be able to eventually unfear that zone to gain more territories. See? Now I got enough knowledge, and the little particles is telling me where to go and unfear my zone.
What were those markings that you had? What were those things that you noticed? Like animal mark prints on the trees?
This one was like horsetail,
Okay.
something I hate before.
Oh, right.
Right, and there's like others that I haven't. I think this one, and this I never discovered it yet. So this one is not useful for a fear, but I could go.
So it's recognizing things that removes the fear. Okay.
So if I go, and that's a. Oh, he doesn't know if it's good or bad for him.
Okay.
Want me to eat it or? Let me just first go through the fear.
Something about wild mushrooms makes me anxious.
And now that territory is mine, if you will.
Okay.
And as you can see now, it's all
cooler looking.
exactly
Cooler colors.
No, but also it's like the fear is gone.
Right. Yeah.
So now I can go back here anytime I want without the fear interfering with my play session, with my gameplay.
So like you said, there's no map. You're just you are mapping it out mentally.
Yeah. Whoa. I better get out. Crocodile is never good. You know what I'll do though, just for you. Try to.
Looks like it's also getting dark.
Yeah.
Full day-night cycle.
Yep. Just like we didn't do it just for the menu at the beginning.
Although it was a nice touch for the menu.
Thank you. What I'll do, I'll pick up a tree branch.
Earliest example of tools, kind of. Yeah.
You know, at first I picked it up in my Oasis and said I didn't need it, but probably I'll need it here. So I'll be fine for a while. But like you said, it's getting dark.
Yeah.
So I better get back to my clan, and I'll show you cool stuff there, because right now I'm like exploring a lot.
Yeah, so that's what's interesting, because it's a system-driven game, and like you said, you literally spelled out at the beginning, say we're not going to help you much.
No.
You don't really you don't have an objective dictated to you right now. It's kind of what you decide.
But I'll show you where eventually you can get some objective. But it's really that's because while I was designing it with the team, we ask ourselves to say, yeah, but if we say too much, how will the player answer the main question, which is, hey, you Homo sapiens, can you survive what your ancestors went through? And if we give you, how does it work, where to go and whatnot, we're answering the question for you.
Yeah.
So it's more like, yeah, you think you're good, Homo sapiens, like you do it.
Bringing us down a peg.
Yeah, a little bit, maybe.
But like overarching, internal mental objective right now is just survive.
It's survive, and then eventually you get like me. It's a little bit more than survive right now, right? I'm getting no. This is like, see, the Homo sapiens was talking too much, because now I got hurt.
Oh, I see. Now you're listening.
Yep. But you know what I'll do? See, I go back into my sense, and this is here, horsetail, and since I know horsetail is good, it's a good analgesic. I guess it's the right term, so it will get me get better with my limping. See, now I'm good.
Okay.
So I totally heal myself. And that's it's because, well, for sure, it's because I designed the game, but mostly also yeah, it's because you probably tested out before.
Sure.
And trying to understand how things work. And so I haven't showed it, but you can get poisoned, you can get injured by predators, right? You can get bleeding. Then it's a real survival game.
Sure.
Now, I got hurt by falling, if you will. And so since it's the end of the day, I'll go to my bed.
Oh yeah, this is back in your oasis kind
Yes,
of.
I'm back. I'm back there. And what I'll do, I'll just like, it's time for us to sleep. And so...
So what are the negative effects of being out when it's dark, aside from vision being obscured?
There's no real, but there's a little bit more predators coming out at night. And see, this is like dreams, helping you, telling you a bit what you could do, and that's my daily regimen. So did I eat enough, drink enough, slept enough for my next 24 hours? But without the HUD, it's a bit difficult for you to understand.
Sure, yeah.
But with the HUD, there is a live bar, which is not a bar, and there's a bunch of information. But
for the purposes of this,
yes, and I want people to
yeah.
but I want also people to experience the 3D world and experience the real thing afterwards.
Sure.
But now, since I'm in the bed and that I'm in my my oasis, I can also go into my evolution menu, and I can unlock new abilities. So now I can unlock, for example, my sense, and I'll be able to sense stuff from further.
So this is like the most basic form, or maybe not basic, it's the most primal form of a skill tree that you could have.
Exactly.
You're unlocking like what we take for granted.
That's totally.
That's cool.
And here what I'll unlock for you.
Oh, so you didn't just look into like anthropology and stuff, you looked into like
science.
Like physiology and psychology.
And what I'll unlock here is the very first step of us.
Okay.
All right. Unlock. Boom.
So that's like the first step toward walking upright.
Exactly.
That's really cool. When you think about it, it does like a skill tree does fit this really well.
Oh,
You're literally skill tree is evolution within a game.
Exactly.
And this is evolution.
But also when I was thinking, it was like, yeah, it will be easier to do organic and jungle and whatnot. But also I said, yeah, human progression is a progression. It's like, so it'll fit a normal game progression, and then we studied it, and then we realized that even in science, this is how it worked.
Yeah.
And so now, if I come here, I can suddenly, go on 2 legs.
Okay.
But not for a long time.
All right, okay.
I'm not there yet. But I can go into my sense, and I put on 2 legs, and I see more stuff further and whatnot. And that pretty much concludes our play session.
Okay.
I could continue for hours, which I did with this build last night.
That's really interesting. So like the actual skill you unlocked, it lets you
see further.
See further, which itself is going to help you survive longer and carry on your genes. Okay.
And as you can see a lot more. And then, oh no, I'm back into the I don't see.
Sure.
So you want to. And just for finishing things off a little bit, I'm just gonna go on top of this tree, or the tallest one, so you can have a sense of the scale. And
so I really like how, despite the fact that from what you've been telling me, it is a large open world, but because of our limited abilities as this early ape, we can't really have a sense of it. Because A, we're focused on our immediate surroundings, but also B, we just literally don't have the vantage points yet.
Lucky. little birds in the morning. I feel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's a fitting end.
Whoa.
Oh, there you go. And so, like from the video you showed at the Game Awards, we saw there are different. It's Africa. There are different biomes. It's not just jungle. There's plains,
Exactly.
there's swamps,
And savanna and lakes. But I need to stop, huh? Otherwise, like I said, I can play. I played that build like not last night, but the night before for 2 hours. I got totally not lost because I know where I am, but lost in the pure fun.
right?
But I don't want to say too much for now, even though I think I said a lot.
Awesome. Well, you've piqued my interest. But so before we end, so this is very much like the first game you've been showing in how many years? 8 now?
8 years, yes.
Yeah. So this is a big deal for you. It's a big deal for us to see
It is, because I do care about making games. For me, it's not just having a job, it's something else, and I wanted to tell that story.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, like nobody is actually telling where we're really coming from, and nobody's done it in a game.
Yeah.
And it's so yes, for me it's 8 years, man, 8 years in the making.
So no concrete release date, but you are saying 2019.
Yes, 2019 PC, PS4, and Xbox One.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Patrice Desilets,
pleasure,
for
man.
joining us. And also, great job at the Game Awards. It was awesome
Thank
to
you.
see you on stage and for you to show off the game. But appreciate you stopping by so much. And that was Ancestors, Humankind Odyssey, the next game, the first game from Panache Digital, the next game from Patrice Desilets of Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Brotherhood, and Sands of Time, Prince of Persia Sands of Time fame. But everybody, thank you so much for stopping by, and we will see you around.